a 20 or 30% increase.
Still, she says cool toys are built for every budget. This $20 remote-controlled fly can climb walls or mirrors.
So you're controlling it?
I am.
For toy innovators, the sky's the limit, and often nowadays, batteries are included. Bradley Blackburn, KCAL News.
This is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
I thought a lot about running for governor. I love my state. I love California.
So why isn't she? Former Vice President Kamala Harris at her first TV interview since the November. She sits down with Stephen Colbert.
Non-stop break-ins. Encino residents say they've had enough, and tonight they're done asking and now demanding more protection from city leaders.
And you've heard of charge to park for an hour. See what happened when KCAL News got involved. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey.
I'm Rudabeh Shabazi. Just 24 hours after announcing she is not running for governor in California, former Vice President Kamala Harris sat down with Stephen Colbert tonight.
Well, it's her first TV interview since losing the presidential election. She shared new information on her decision, and she's also looking ahead to the future.
CBS shared a portion of that interview with us tonight before the Colbert Show airs at 11:35.
And KCAL News political reporter Tom Waite is here. And Tom, you had a look.
I did, and there's some surprises in there. I think one of the surprises for me was her demeanor. So we'll show people what that was like, and they can make their own call there. So Harris would not say whether she's running for president, but it was her answer for why she is not running for governor of California that surprised Late Show host Stephen Colbert.
You're not running for the governor of California.
Correct.
Former Vice President Kamala Harris in her first TV interview since losing the presidential election, appearing on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Just 24 hours ago, Harris dropped a political bombshell. She announced she would not run to become the next governor of California.
Why are you saying this now? Are you saving yourself for a different office that might be?
No.
That's what everybody, obviously.
I know, but honestly,
obviously, people project onto
no,
their
I
hopes and
understand.
dreams.
And honestly, that it's more perhaps basic than that. Recently, I made the decision that for now, I don't want to go back in the system. I think it's broken.
The former vice president says America's democracy is being tested and is under major duress.
I believe, and I always believed, that as fragile as our democracy is, our systems would be strong enough to defend our most fundamental principles. And I think right now that they're not as strong as they need to be, and I just don't want to, for now, I don't want to go back in the system. I want to travel the country, I want to listen to people, I want to talk with people, and I don't want it to be transactional where I'm asking for their vote.
Since leaving office, Harris has kept a relatively low profile, appearing with firefighters in the aftermath of the January fire disasters. Harris also gave a speech in April to a Democratic women's advocacy group where she slammed President Trump's policies on immigration and trade. The former vice president says even though she's not in what she calls the system, she's not going anywhere.
It doesn't mean we give up. That's not my point.
Okay, because that's what I'm hearing, like you don't want to be part of the fight anymore.
No, oh, absolutely not. I'm always going to be part of the fight.
Okay.
That is not going to change. I am absolutely going to be part of the fight.
And of course, you can watch the entire interview with Harris on The Late Show right after KCAL News at 11, CBS News Los Angeles on Channel 2. Pat.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. Very interesting. And a new round of tariffs are coming today. President Trump unveiled sweeping tariffs on 68 countries and the European Union. The import taxes range from 10 to 50%. Canada hit hard at 35%. Mexico, well, they got a month-long extension to reach a deal. Earlier, the White House announced agreements with several nations ahead of the president's self-imposed August 1st deadline.
We're making a lot of deals. We're making deals for trillions, trillions and trillions. Nobody's ever seen anything quite like it. We just made a couple of others.
Meanwhile, a federal appeals court heard arguments on Trump's tariffs. 11 states, including California, are suing the White House, claiming Trump does not have the power to impose the taxes. No decision from the court just yet.
Here at home, fed up and frightened by the amount of crime in their neighborhood, residents of Encino have presented a list of demands to the city of LA. KCAL's Lori Perez is live in Encino tonight, where residents and city leaders met in a town hall. Lori.
Bay, had this been an in-person meeting, it would have been packed. In fact, the meeting is still going on right now, more than 2.5 hours after it started. That's how much interest there is. More than 700 people logged on to the Zoom to try and see how city leaders are going to address growing demands for better and more protection.
Which is what the chief told me today.
That's ridiculous.
And so I think,
like hundreds of their concerned neighbors, Janet and Jeff logged onto Zoom tonight to see if they'd get some reassurance from city leaders after a deadly home invasion and a recent wave of burglaries in Encino. All the heavy hitters were online. Mayor Karen Bass, Councilmember Nithya Raman, and LAPD leaders. And Janet and Jeff, who don't want to share their identities lest they be targeted, say they're somewhat optimistic about what they heard.
I think they're listening now. I think people are angry and scared and mobilizing. We'll see if any action is taken and any real changes are made.
I think we're getting attention because there's actual murders. Without that type of severity, we haven't got that type of attention.
This isn't the first urgent community meeting they've attended. It's not even the first one this month. Just last week, hundreds crowded the Encino Community Center for a town hall with the district attorney and police. There, LAPD said while they understand fear is rising, residential burglaries in Encino are actually down. They say by about 4% compared to this time last year. But since that meeting, there have been at least 4 more burglaries here. So now community advocates aren't waiting to see what leaders offer. They're demanding a real-time watch center, a drone pilot program, an interagency task force, license plate readers, and an Encino substation on Ventura Boulevard. The mayor says the city is already doing some of those things. She's learning more about the watch centers and drones used in other cities.
So I did go to Beverly Hills. I will tell you that I was blown away, frankly, at their use of technology and then their philosophy around technology. And I will tell you that I went in as a skeptic, and I came out thinking that technology can be used in a very creative crime prevention way.
But the #1 request from locals is for simply more officers. Councilmember Raman defended against claims she doesn't want to hire more, but saying it has to make fiscal sense and blames a convoluted city hiring process.
where it takes over a year for them to do a background check, which is what the chief told me today.
Now, LAPD did introduce a new strategy here in Encino over the last week that includes more patrols, mounted patrols, and more flyovers. The message tonight was that's a great start, but it's only a start. We are live in Encino tonight. I'm Lori Perez. Back to you.
The man convicted of killing a teenage girl in Long Beach more than a year ago will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Today, Troy Fox was sentenced to 358 years in prison. The DA says Brianna Soto was walking home when Fox shot and killed her in March of last year. Fox was also convicted of attempted murder charges in a separate shooting. Prosecutors say he fired at a car with 4 teenagers inside. That happened just 2 weeks after he killed Soto.
New clues tonight that could help the LAPD find the driver who hit a teen and took off. Police released this picture of the white truck involved in the crash. This happened on June 6th in South LA. Police say the vehicle was heading north on Vermont Avenue at 90th Street when it hit the teen in a crosswalk and drove off. The girl was rushed to the hospital where she remains in critical condition.
An Irvine man is facing hate crime charges for 2 separate violent incidents. And as KCAL's Michelle Gili reports, investigators believe there may be more victims.
Video of the first alleged hate crime shows 54-year-old Robert Tackett of Irvine shouting racial slurs as the district attorney says he tried to run a Hispanic man off the road. It was on Sand Canyon Avenue near the 5 freeway. Prosecutors say prior to this, Tackett was seen in the area hassling the driver of a garbage truck. Because the crimes weren't reported to police, investigators are looking for more potential victims.
If there are additional information that residents can provide to the Irvine Police Department, we need to have that information so that it can be thoroughly investigated.
The Irvine victim continued to roll video last week as officials say the suspect tossed a hot cup of coffee on him through his window. A day later, law enforcement found Tackett in Mammoth and arrested him.
He's an Irvine resident. It appears that he owns an air conditioning business and for whatever reason was very, very angry that day, and it seemed like his focus was at Hispanic drivers.
Next was an attack on another Hispanic man, according to the DA. This time it was in Westminster. The victim is 72 years old. Tackett is accused of getting out of his van at a stoplight, walking up to the man's car and throwing punches at him, all while yelling profanity and anti-Hispanic slurs. Tackett pleaded not guilty to the hate crime charges. His bail is $500,000. If convicted on all counts, he could go to prison for 8 years.
I mean, these are just drivers who are driving down the road. An elderly man stopped at a stoplight and having somebody come up into his car and punch him through the window. No one should have to live in fear that they're going to be attacked because of the color of their skin.
In Irvine, Michelle Geely, KCAL News.
Next to 9, we all know hospital prices are sky high, but charging $7,800 to park for 1 hour? See